Namaskar. A very good morning to one and all out there, all my viewers. It's been many episodes. We are tracking journey of different doctors in different fields. Meaning to say, one common thing is there, that is they all have done MBBS. But after that, they have taken different paths. And in the series, this time we are going to interview a very senior doctor. A very senior doctor, meaning to say not only by age but by experience. And she is a very reputed gynecologist in Indian Railway Services, and just now posted in Bilaspur. So I would like to welcome Dr. Shubha Wazalwar. Welcome, doctor.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So how are you? How is winter there?
Winter is quite palpable in Bilaspur, not
Yeah,
exactly like northern states.
true, true.
It's still
We
more
are
than
sitting
in
in
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Yeah, yeah, we are sitting in Mumbai, so we have all the seasons same, except that
Yes,
we
yes.
sweat heavily here. So
Yeah,
I think you also had an experience of serving in Mumbai, right?
yeah. I was
You were
working
posted
in
in
Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Hospital, Railway Hospital in Baikala.
Mumbai. Okay,
So I worked there for
okay.
about 10, 11 years.
10, 11 years. So, how was that your experience in Mumbai per se? Because as a city as well, and any other different aspect which you came across when living in Mumbai? Because I know
It was
when
a
we were
wonderful.
having a conversation that a very big episode happened or rather unfolded in front of you when you people
Yes,
were
yes.
staying there. So, can you share something about that?
Yes, yes. I was staying in Kolaba and in a railway quarter, and my house was on the 16th floor. And all the in 2008 during the bomb blast, all the three locations, Nariman House, this Oberoi, and Taj. All three locations were visible from my house, from each
Oh,
window.
oh,
So I could see
yeah.
Taj Dome burning from my window bedroom.
Mhm.
I saw Oberoi burning, and I saw the Nariman House firing, the live firing, the commandos coming down on the terrace, and then the firing. And we could also listen to the firing which had taken place in Leopold Cafe. So
Oh,
that was a very terrorizing experience. But yes,
yes.
we got through
I
it, I
still
suppose.
get goosebumps hearing to it, and you people must have experienced it. So
Experience,
it
really,
was
we
something
literally
very
experienced.
terrible.
Yeah,
True, true,
yeah, yeah.
true, true. So coming back, how was your journey? We would like to trace your journey right from your childhood days. Where were you born? Then how was your childhood like in those days? Because we are talking nearly 60, 55, 60 years back. Because as a child
Yes.
till 5 years, maybe we don't have that much great of a memory. But after 5 years, maybe we have got good memories of the places we have lived in and everything else. So, how was your childhood like? And are you a Maharashtrian, or you have lived, because major of your service portion has gone down in northern of India. So, are you a Maharashtrian? I would just
I'm
like
a
to understand.
Maharashtrian. Yes, I'm a Maharashtrian. And let me tell you, in spite of being a Maharashtrian, I had not stayed in Maharashtra till 26 years of my age. After I got married, then that was Nagpur was the first place where I came. My father was in army, so all my
Okay.
childhood, mostly we were roaming around. But for
Uh-huh.
I being the youngest, I had a long stint at one place because by
Mm-hmm.
that time he had retired from army. So my
Okay.
schooling took place when he was in army from Bareilly for 2 years, fourth and fifth
Mm-hmm.
standard. And from sixth standard to 11th standard, I was in Khetri Copper Project, Rajasthan. So I did my
Okay.
schooling there. I did my higher secondary from there. At that time, we didn't have 10th and 12th. We had 11th
Mhm.
board. So
Yeah.
I did my board from there.
Mhm. And then after, usually at some point of time, we feel like which career to choose, because in those days, if it was a boy, he was supposed to become an engineer, and if it's a girl and is very brilliant in studies, then maybe a doctor. So was this a case with you too, or you have decided at some point of time in your life that you would like to go for medicine?
Actually, I had decided to go in medicine when I very early at my in my life. I suppose when I was only in fourth and fifth standard, because at
Oh,
that stage I came to know that my father wanted to become a doctor, and
okay.
unfortunately for the financial conditions, he couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So then he wanted one of his child to become a doctor. My elder brother, wasn't interested, so he didn't go to medicine. So I thought I
Mm-hmm.
should fulfill his dream. So my elder brother
Oh.
and sister, both of them were not interested. So I decided to, I being youngest, I decided to fulfill his dream. Although I didn't know anything at that stage, but still I thought I'll become a doctor. And then that continued, that motivation continued, I suppose.
So, family proves out to be a very great motivational factor in all our lives. Whatever we decided very early, or eventually how it unfolds, and the support system does matter when we are doing something.
Mhm.
So, how it was? So, you passed your higher secondary, and at that time, was there an entrance exam, PMT, or you were directly selected based on your board exam marks to a medical college?
No, I actually appeared for a PMT in Madhya Pradesh
Mm-hmm.
because my father then settled in Madhya Pradesh. So in
Mm-hmm.
Madhya Pradesh for very long time we had pre-medical test exams, entrance exams. So I appeared for that and I
Mm-hmm.
got selected through that. And so I got
Okay,
admission in a medical college in Indore.
Indore. Okay, great. So it was a very good medical college, a very reputed medical college at that point of time. So, which was
Yeah.
this year, Doc? If I could ask you, which was this year roughly?
I appeared for the entrance in 77 and
77.
my medical back to 77 entrance.
Okay. So, 77, you entered into the field of medicine. At
Medicine.
that time, Indore College was a great college. And as I understand, because I also belong to Madhya Pradesh, at that point of time, there were no private medical colleges. We
No,
were
no.
only entering in
Private medical
medicine field
colleges
through, yeah,
in
through
private medical
PMTs.
colleges in Yeah, we entered through PMT. We had only 6 medical colleges in Madhya Pradesh, and
True.
Indore was on the top. And
Indore was on the top.
we didn't have any medical colleges. I think private
Hmm.
medical colleges in Madhya Pradesh came after 90,
Yeah,
not
true.
before.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we could only hear from in some bits and pieces that in Karnataka there are some private medical
Yeah,
colleges, but in Madhya Pradesh, as far as I understand, we were having only government medical colleges,
they got it.
and therefore, there was a aura. The person
Mhm.
who was getting selected into either medical or engineering was supposed to be highly brilliant, very much
Yeah.
capable, because
Mhm.
they have just cracked it, because the word was very perfect at that time that you have cracked PMT, and that too
Yeah.
going to a top-notch college like Indore, where merit goes very high. Must have been a great experience for you as well as your family. So,
Mhm.
your parents must have celebrated your entry into the medical college. And where were they staying at that time? Were they settled in Indore
We
itself?
were staying. I was also staying in Devas, and my father had
Okay.
taken after a retirement. My father had taken a job in Devas, so we
Okay.
were staying there only. And
Mhm.
the day the result came in the
Mhm.
newspapers, of PMT, my father was
Mhm.
in seventh heaven. So it was
Yeah.
very. He was
True.
too elated. Although in
Mhm.
those days, I still remember my grandmother was there along with us. So she told
Mhm.
my father, my mother, mother, Nani. So
Mhm.
she
Nani.
told my father that if you put her in medical, it will be a
Mhm.
long journey. You will need so much of money to teach her, and फिर
Mhm.
उसकी शादी का क्या होगा? So I
Mhm.
think you should not take that step. So then
Yeah.
my father was scared. My father was, what is this nonsense? Nothing doing. She is going to go and get admitted in medical.
Yeah. It was a great support in those days,
Yeah,
appearing and
it was,
getting a seat in
Yes.
1977 way back. So then how was your journey? So obviously you must have lived in hostel, because from Devas, was it you were able to commute daily, or you were living in a hostel in Indore when you got your admissions?
I was living in the hostel only. We were not. It
Mhm,
was not easily possible to commute from Indore
mhm,
to Dewas. So I was
mhm, mhm.
I had taken a hostel, and I was staying continuously in the hostel only. And it was
Okay.
fun because we belong to a middle class, so it was very tough. So I thought maybe because now I have got this, so I have to crack somehow, and I have to
Mhm,
finish it off somehow. And I was fortunately always a meritorious student also,
mhm.
and
Okay.
in the medicine also. And
Mhm.
1 point program, studying, and when you are not studying, you're going home for 1 day. That's it.
True, true, true. So, that point of time, your mother must have taught about teaching you something like cooking or doing daily chores of your household, or she must have been worried, like your nanny, that she must know something being a girl. So, was there a conflict that when you moved to your house in Devas, you had to do something in the kitchen? So, was that so?
Not exactly, because I was generally pampered. Once I went into medical, I was pampered by my father, so everybody used to pamper me, and nobody expected me because मैं बहुत सारा ज़्यादा पढ़ाई करके आई हूँ, तो मैं आराम मुझे मिलना चाहिए इसलिए. My bhabhi also used to stay there with me. So my bhabhi, my mother, and everybody used to take care of me. They were never. I used to do chores on my own, to help them out, but I was never expected by them to do anything. So I was practically not doing anything. I had never cooked before I got married. I had never cooked an independent meal. So it was everything was tried afterwards only.
So these new girls need not worry about all these things.
I know, I
You had gone through way
know.
back in 77. Okay, so yeah, so now you were on the verge of finishing your medicine. What next? Have you thought of doing your post graduation immediately? Because sometimes at the back of your mind or your family's mind, it's so that continuous education ले लो, उसके शादी के बाद तो कहाँ हो पाता है.
Hmm.
Were you prepared to do your PG that point of time, or you were more interested in going to some job, taking some job after your MBBS was finished?
Actually, I was interested in continuing the studies. So,
Mhm,
unfortunately for me, I had a good merit position. So I
mhm,
thought it is better to do, because in those days we didn't have entrance for PG in
mhm,
Madhya
mhm.
Pradesh.
Yeah.
So we used to have the total marks obtained in the all three professionals from
Mhm,
first year to final year, and on that basis a merit list used to be made,
mhm,
and on
mhm,
that
mhm.
basis,
Oh,
that merit list we used to get the PG. So
okay.
my merit position was very good. So
Mm,
I had decided to do finish off PG in continuation.
mm. England. So same
And
college you did your PG.
my father agreed to it. So I did a
Mm,
diploma also. I did a DGO. I didn't do an MS because I didn't get,
mhm,
because there were
mhm,
four, five, 6 girls ahead of me in the first merit.
mhm,
So
mhm,
they
mhm.
all chose at that time. Gynec was a coveted branch.
Oh,
So all the
yeah,
girls
true.
went into Gynec, and two of the girls went into this place, pediatrics,
Mhm, mhm,
to
mhm,
become a
mhm.
child specialist.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I had left with a choice of only um, diploma in Gynec, but I was getting PG
Mhm,
in all the other subjects except Gynec and
mhm.
pediatrics. But I was very much
Okay.
interested in Gynec, so I chose the
Mm.
diploma.
Okay, okay, okay. Great, great, great. So now you finished your diploma. Any teacher or any role model which you came across in your field, in your specialty, which highly impressed you in your gynecological field?
Actually, as far as impression is concerned, yes, I had a professor. She was very smart, very good looking, very impressive. So she used to be our role model. But as far as the branch was concerned, I always used to feel that it helps, means we can help to bring a new life in existence. So that
True.
made me that used to motivate me to become a gynecologist. Somehow we
Hmm.
assist in bringing a new life
Hmm.
in this world.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
thought that was the motivation for a gynac branch. And let me
Hmm.
tell you, it was an experience because I was getting MD medicine, MS general surgery, MS orthopedics, MD anesthesia, and all the other branches as a postgraduate.
Hmm.
But
Hmm. Hmm.
I was keen in gynac, so I took a diploma and I took a diploma. When I came back home, my father didn't
Hmm.
talk to me for 3 days because I had, in spite of being
Refused.
15th in the
Yeah.
merit out of 180 children, I was 15th in the merit without any
Hmm.
push and pull from anywhere because nobody in my family was a doctor. So
True.
nobody knew any professors or anything.
Hmm.
So there was no pull push anywhere. In spite of that, I had a 16th position.
Hmm.
But I took
Hmm.
a diploma and my father didn't speak to me for 3 days because he wanted me to become a cardiologist or something. But I was not
Hmm.
interested in MD medicine, so I didn't take it. And then after 3 days, somehow he was pacified and things became normal. And I became a gynecologist. Then later
So,
on, afterwards, he used to keep a track of what surgery did I do. So he used to be very elated once I do the first cesarean when I did. He used to be very elated. First hysterectomy when I did, he used to be very elated that way.
so it shows your strength of mind when you were selecting your branch per se, because that was your passion. Maybe that was your calling. So you didn't mind doing a diploma because you knew that you are any which way is going to succeed. So
Yeah, to
that's
some
where
extent. Yes.
your passion always pays off. I say that your passion always pays off. So what happened? You were doing these many things happening on the family front, because as in case of girls or even boys, marriage somewhere is foreseen that it's eventually going to happen. So how did that go about? Because doctors marry doctors. That's the unwritten rule usually, and you married an engineer. So how that went?
Actually, up to I had already decided that I will not get married before I complete my PG. And
Mhm.
then when I started finishing, there was about 6 or 8 months left. Quietly, my parents started looking out for jobs, looking out for boys.
Mhm. Mhm.
I had told them that I'm going to get married to a medico only and nobody else. But
Mhm.
they unfortunately or unfortunately they got a match, and
Mhm.
they tried to convince me that you just meet, you see whatever can be
Mhm.
materialized. If you don't
Mhm.
like, you can say no. There's no
Mhm.
problem. But
Mhm.
then later on, I met the boy, and
Mhm.
finally there was a positive response from the boy's side. So
Mhm.
in those days, there is a difference between this generation and our generation. In those
Mhm.
days, we were more sensitive about our parents' position, etc. So then
Mhm.
I decided from the point of view that the boy has said yes, there is no negative point in the boy, the family is good. Then
Mhm.
there is no reason why I should say no only because he is a non-medical.
Hmm.
So because
True.
my
True.
father had already retired, he was not
Mm.
keeping well. So I thought why I should become a burden on my brother. If at all I
Mhm.
don't get a good match, then our financially also our family was not very sound. So all
Mhm.
those things I took into consideration. That if at all
Mhm.
now I say no, and afterwards
Mm.
if I don't, my brother is not able to get a good match for me, or he
Mm.
unnecessarily is tense, and
Mm.
he because he
Mhm.
has got his own family to look after.
Mm.
So there is no
Mhm.
point in unnecessarily saying no only because he's a non-medical. And the
Mhm.
fortunately the boy was very keen. Now my husband, he was very fond of medical. He was very fond of
Mhm.
doctors and he desperately wanted to marry a doctor. So I
Okay.
was very fortunate because he kept on respecting my profession all through. Till date, he is respecting my profession and
True.
cooperating.
True. Yeah, so because it is very necessary, and being in
Mm.
gynec field, there always can be a emergency. You just cannot say
Yes.
that I am soundly sleeping and I didn't have to go out, or I may not be. See, there is nothing like on call. You are always on call 24/7 if you are in a gynec profession. So
Yes, yes.
your partner has to understand this, and as you said, respect that. Otherwise,
Mm.
there are discords in the house. So yes,
Yeah.
hats off to him for giving the due credit to your profession.
Credit.
That's what I
Yeah.
can say.
And he
So
cooperated in
eventually,
a way that he used to look after the kids also when they were small,
yeah,
right from
true,
changing his
true, very
nappies to everything. so,
true,
so
true,
that was
true, very
that cooperation was very important.
true, true. So, which was this year, Doc? You got married in which year?
I got married in 85, 1985.
1985. So, you were in this was year 1985, and you were working in Indore,
Yeah.
and
I
you
finished
have
my
husband. Yeah.
I finished my DGO in November 85. I got married in December 85. Uh,
Okay.
and then we had, because my husband was working with Indian Railways, then we had decided that I have also to join Indian Railways. That will be beneficial so that we can be transferred together because his was also a transferable job. So in the
Okay.
beginning, I joined as I applied for an ad hoc post. There was a post vacant, and I got a post. So within 1 year of our marriage, I got a posting in an. At that time, we had an appointment as an ad hoc doctors in
Okay.
those days instead of contract doctors, which is now it is there. But at that time, we had facility of joining as ad hocs. Although we got all the facilities, but our seniority was not concerned. We were not supposed to be permanent.
Okay.
So that I did for about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And I kept on appearing for the entrance exam. But because I had a small kid, etc., I couldn't crack at that time. But later on, I appeared for UPSC. I cleared and I got regularized.
Okay. So
Hmm.
I just want to understand this out there for your young generation that through UPSC you can enter into Indian Railway Services. Am I right
Yeah.
here, Doctor?
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
UPSC is the exam which you have to crack to enter into medical
Mhm.
services, and thereby you can
Hmm.
be selected, or you have got choices of three things, like working in
Mhm.
an hospital associated with ordnance factories either, or you go to Indian Railway Services, or you go to Delhi Municipal
Delhi
Corporation.
Municipal
These are,
Corporation. Yeah.
so these are the three
Mhm.
things for which you can go, or you can enter through UPSC and get a permanent posting,
Yes.
a permanent job, which is
Yes.
but obvious a transferable job. So,
Transferable.
and railway sometimes considers, or many a times it considers, that if both husband and wife are with the railways, they are transferred together. Is that so?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
It is
means,
so. Hmm.
so from initial stages itself, after your post graduation, you directly were working with Indian Railways, either on a doc
Mhm.
position, and afterwards through UPSC, you
Yeah.
got yourself
Yeah.
regularized, and
Mhm.
you were in permanent postings. So, how many
Mhm.
places have you worked? What was your first posting? The
I
place
was
where you
actually
were
in the
posted?
first, yeah, when I was in ad hoc, I was posted at Bhusawal. My first posting was in
Mhm,
Bhusawal in Maharashtra. At that time, my
mhm.
husband was posted in Jabalpur. Then
Okay.
he didn't get a posting in Bhusawal. Instead of that, he got a posting in Solapur, Maharashtra.
Mhm, mhm,
So
mhm,
I also got posted from Bhusawal to Solapur by the railway administration helped me because my husband was in Solapur.
mhm,
So
mhm,
I was posted in Solapur. There I worked for 3 years. From there,
mhm,
my husband got transferred to Bhusawal. So I was posted again to Bhusawal for 2 years. From
okay.
Bhusawal, we went to Nagpur for 4 years. And from
Mhm.
Nagpur, we went to Bhopal for 5 years.
Okay.
And from
So
Bhopal,
by this time, when were you regularized? Means when did you regularize? Which was the
I
posting?
got
First regular
regularized.
posting.
I got regularized somewhere in when I was in Nagpur, just in the
Oh,
beginning.
just it.
Yeah.
So after you got regularized, what was the first position called as? Means what is the name of the position when you first get regularized through UPSC?
Additional Divisional Medical Officer.
Additional
Additional
Divisional Medical
Divisional Medical Officer. Yeah.
Additional Divisional Medical Officer, and as I
Medical
understand,
Officer.
it's a class 1 gazetted officer post, Indian
Yeah.
government.
It's a
So
Indian Railway. It's a gazetted.
yeah.
Post.
So you people are central government employees.
Yeah, we are central government employees, and it is a
Mhm.
class 1 post, and
Mhm.
we have time-bound promotions after that. So
Okay.
this is a junior scale post. From after
Mhm.
4 years, we get into a senior scale post, that is divisional medical officer. Then we become,
Mhm.
after 10 years of service, we become senior divisional medical officer. And after
Mhm.
20 years of service, we become senior administrative grade officers.
Okay. So during this, after Nagpur, you came down to Mumbai, or was there a
Bhopal.
posting in between?
Bhopal. I went to Bhopal
Bhopal,
after that.
yeah. Okay, yeah. 5 years Bhopal, and after that,
5 years at Bhopal. After that, Mumbai.
after that Mumbai.
For
So the
taking in
longest
Mumbai, I was there
duration,
for 13.
yeah. So the longest
Sorry?
duration probably was Mumbai. The
Mumbai,
longest
yes.
duration posting was Mumbai.
Mumbai, yeah.
Yeah. So how is your experience, doctor, when you talk to which type of patients you cater to? All of them are families of railway employees, or you cater to other civilians also wherever your hospital is situated? How it goes?
Ideally, we are supposed to cater only the railway employees' families. And there is a provision in railways that the private non-railway patient can also come, but he has to, and he's charged, but he has to come through some railway employee.
Okay. Means
Because
some
so
reference
that
should be there.
yeah, some reference should be there, so that if at all the payment etc. can be taken care of.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that is the, but mostly we are have ample employees and ample family their family members. So we are busy as such with railway employees. So we don't mostly promote non-railway.
Okay. So it is
So there is
pointless
a
actually
provision.
to ask you this question, doctor. Actually pointless to ask you this question, but still, what are your working hours?
Actually, we've got about 6 hours of working, 9 to 1 and 2 to 4 at some places, 9 to 1 and 3 to 5 at some places, and 9 to 1 and 4 to 6 at some places. Besides
Okay.
that, there are emergency duties we are supposed to do as a general casualty medical officer. So we are supposed to do that sometimes once a week in some places. In the beginning, then we are also supposed to do, when we are juniors, we are also supposed to do relieving duty. Like in some health unit, if some doctor has gone on leave, you may be sent there to relieve that person. So it
Okay.
is like that. And in during emergency duties, we are supposed to do it as a general casualty medical officer, not as your specialty. Because in railways, there are the general, this additional divisional medical officer ADMO, when you are selected as a combined medical officer, you are selected as a general duty medical officer,
Okay.
not
Not
as per
according
your
to your
specialty.
specialty.
Yeah, if you are already a specialist, your specialty can be utilized. Specialty services can be utilized by the respective hospital. And now there are sometimes when we are short, the railway is short of some specialists, they also take direct DMO post, that is direct divisional medical officer post of that particular specialty. Like if they are short of orthopedic surgeons, then they'll conduct interviews for orthopedicians or physicians or radiologists whatsoever. But that is very rare. That's not very regular. Nowadays, they are also conducting such interviews for super specialty. Senior
Okay.
DMO neurophysician, senior DMO neurosurgery, urosurgery, like that. But that is very
Okay.
rare. So you have to be
Yeah.
on the lookout for such roles.
True.
Yeah.
So usually, if you advise anyone out there who is from medical field, then what would you advise them to prepare, first thing you have to do is prepare for their UPSC exams, because through that only they are going to get selected to Indian Railways services. And what extra means, anything else which you would ask them to be ready for, apart from being in the medical field, whatever readiness or whatever the skill sets you have.
Actually, what happens, when the after MBBS, generally all these children, this generation children, are now preparing for a pre-PG, PG entrance. So when they are
True.
preparing for NEET, they are automatically getting prepared for this combined medical service exam. So what they can do is they can keep on trying their pre-PG, and simultaneously they can also appear for this combined medical service exam, so they can secure a job. And in the meantime, if they happen to clear their pre-PG, railways have facilities. They have got facility of study leave. They can send you for study leave to do your PG, and you can come back and join again the railways. So there is a job security with you.
And nowadays people say, I am on a sabbatical or I am on a study leave, so you can go on a study leave and come back.
Yeah, you can come back. So after coming back, you've got a job already. So and that study leave is paid. If you have finished some 2-3 years of job, then you are eligible to go on a paid study leave, which is a big security.
Big security. So people must, I think, try for this, that must try to do all those things out there, because people are not aware. That's what I feel, that it's a government job. It's a high security job. The only thing is that you get transfer eventually, maybe after 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years of job. But the same is the case with bank. The same is the case with many other professions. Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing. In railways, fortunately or unfortunately, the medical department doesn't have that time-bound transfers followed so frequently. So there are doctors who are put in a place for 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, unless they ask to get out, or unless they are getting promoted. If they are getting promoted, after that only they are getting transferred. So if you get a posting somewhere, you can get settled there, because you are not transferred so easily. I got transferred because of my husband was getting transferred frequently. Because in other branches, the 3-year rule or 5-year rule is followed very sincerely. In medicine, we don't. The doctors don't get transferred easily, frequently. Not at all. They are not transferred every 3 years or 5 years. Unless there is some shortage somewhere and they need a doctor, that is a different issue on an administrative basis. But as a rule, as a practice, they are not frequently transferred. So you can have a settled life. Secondly, you get good quarters. You get facility of servants also sometimes. Then you are you get traveling train passes for traveling.
Yeah, you are in railways, so that's what obvious.
You have got, yes, and you have got rest houses and holiday homes at places like Manali also, where you can go book the rest house and stay there on flimsy charges and enjoy the holiday. That is also there. Getting leave is not a very big issue. You get leave also easily. So, and the perks are there, and they are quite beneficial.
And nowadays, central government salary is also good. Previously, people used to say that when you compare private and government salary grades or structures are not that handsome. But nowadays, if you look at the grade, then with the 7th pay commission, etc., the grades are tremendous. Means it's a good pay package at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So why not enter into
one thing I'll also try to specify and emphasize upon is that the girls, especially because they have to look after their family, they have to look after their house. This is a very balanced job where you get professional satisfaction as well as the satisfaction at home. Because otherwise, if you're in private, maybe you're so busy that you're not able to look after your house properly. You need somebody to look after. Here, the work is very at par that you can enjoy the profession as well as you can look after your family. So very
Much more
balanced kind
structured,
of
yeah,
a job.
much more
Yes,
structured work you
much more
have
structured.
when compared to private
Hmm.
jobs. And
Compared
doctor,
to
do you
private
have
jobs.
schools where your kids go? Railways does have their own schools, or
Yeah,
how?
railways have got their own schools also, but
Mhm.
they have got some central schools also at
Okay,
many
so
places
Kendriya
of the
Vidyalaya
country.
are there
Yeah,
where
Kendriya
your kids
Vidyalaya is happening. So and mostly there's one thing that the doctors mostly are posted in a divisional headquarter level. Very
go?
rarely it so happens that they are posted in small health units. If they are
Mm-hmm.
specialists, especially, then they are
Mm-hmm.
not posted. If they are MBBS, they may be posted for some time and gradually they can leave that position,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
health unit. And
Mhm.
when they become senior, they can come to a bigger place. So if
True.
very few places are there which are smaller places, and but
Mm.
still at smaller places also these days they don't have like small places like Shahdol in Madhya Pradesh,
Mm.
or for that
Mhm.
matter Bhandara in Maharashtra,
Maharashtra, yeah.
in near Nagpur. So there, Igatpuri is like a place in Maharashtra, which I know that it is a very small place. But
Mm.
otherwise, Nashik there is a health unit. If you're posted in
Mm.
Nashik, Nashik is a big place. Although
Nashik is
you're
a
in a
good
health
city,
unit,
yeah.
but it's a big place.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
we are not in a very remote place. Like you're not, the state PHCs are located at very remote places. In
Mm-hmm.
railway health units are not placed at such small places.
True, true. So,
So
but
that
you
is
mean to
again an
say that
advantage.
you can have a very good work-life balance when you are working with,
Hmm.
as a
Yeah.
medico, you are into Indian Railways. What
Yes.
advice would you give to new people who are joining? Are they joining, first thing? Is there an awareness that this is a very good service sector where you can enter, a structured thing where you get good pay and good perks? So are new people coming in? And what advice would you give them?
Actually, in about 10 years back, doctors were not coming here because the railway used, the moment you got posted, maybe a boy from Calcutta used to be posted in Bhusawal. He was never happy. So now
Hmm.
railway has changed its policy, and now
Mhm.
railway has decided to post them as near their hometown as possible.
Okay.
So many now, past about 5 years, the younger generation is joining in
Hmm.
good number.
Good
So
numbers.
because they are joining, so things are becoming easier for us. Otherwise, we were having lot of vacancies in railways because the children were not joining. Either they were not joining, or even if they were joining, they used to leave because of
Hmm.
like fellow from Kerala. If he is posted in
Hmm.
Kapurthala, how he
Hmm.
going to manage? So naturally he'll leave. But then railway has
Hmm.
changed its policy now. So
Okay.
now they are posted in nearby their hometown. But
Hometown.
for what happens, from Maharashtra, many people are not appearing for these exams. But from
Okay.
South, we experience that many people appear for this exam. Like from Andhra, lot many
Hmm.
people, young doctors are coming in railways now. So there is a problem because everybody wants Hyderabad, Sikandrabad, Vijayawada. Nobody, so many people cannot get. So they are being
Yeah.
given Nagpur so that at least they can reach overnight
Hmm. Hmm.
Hyderabad.
Hmm.
It's like that.
So there
So
also
whenever
you
they
can see
join,
that.
there are many advantages of the job.
Yeah. True.
So
True.
it is
True.
better.
And
It's better
doctor,
to
what
join.
about other fields, paramedical or some physiotherapy, or do you people have these type of vacancies also, or technicians,
We
medical
do have.
technicians?
We
So,
do have.
what is the
We do have.
entry point?
They actually we have, like for dentist we have got a, recruitment through railway,
Okay.
railway board, UPSC. So there is
Hmm.
a dentist post almost at every divisional headquarter hospital
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Hmm.
zonal hospital.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Besides that, physiotherapists, etc., they are recruited through railway recruitment board, RRB. So when there is
Okay.
a vacancy is given to the RRB, RRB selects the physiotherapist. Nurses, they are also selected through RRB. Ward boys
Hmm.
are class 4 staff is selected on local levels. But up to class 3 star, nurses, etc., they're all selected through RRB. We have got a post
Great.
of dental hygiene. In some hospital, we have got post of optometrist also.
Hmm,
So it's a good setup. Generally, if it is a divisional hospital, then there is a self-sufficient setup. Because in almost
hmm,
every divisional hospital, we have got a physiotherapist. We have got
hmm.
good OT, operation theaters in all the divisional
Okay.
hospitals. We have got
Okay.
endoscopic instruments in all the divisional hospitals also these days. Ultrasonography machines are there. So railway has got all the latest technologies also
So it's
available
yeah.
everywhere.
So it's well equipped hospital at par with the
Yeah,
modern
yeah.
any modern private hospital.
Any
You
modern
mean to
private
say,
hospital.
and
Yes,
therefore
yes,
the new generation which is coming in, which says that maybe we will not get any technological advancement in this particular area, being a government sector, it's not so
yes.
nowadays
It's not
because
so.
government is putting
Not
on
so.
the efforts, or railways is putting on the efforts to bring in all the new technology to their hospitals as well, so that
Yes, yes,
all
yes.
the medical staff as well as the patients are benefited in both the
Benefited.
ways,
Yes,
because
both
your
ways. Yes.
professional progress also happens and everything else also happens. What about
Then we
different
get
trainings,
we have got
etc.?
also a facility of we have got a facility of getting nominated for 2 conferences, national conferences. The railway
Okay.
pays for the stay, railway pays for the conference fees, delegate fees, everything railway pays, so that we are
Hmm.
updated. The
Yeah.
CME, we get special leave also for that. We don't have to use
Hmm.
our own leave and go. We get special leave for that. We
Okay.
they also send us for training somewhere, like endoscope
Hmm.
training. They'll send us. So ultrasonography send training. They send us.
Hmm. So whatever new things are
So
coming
betterment.
in, so enhancement, entering into whatever new
Hmm.
technologies are coming in,
Yeah,
everything is
yeah,
taken
yeah.
care of. So,
Taken care of. Correct.
Doctor, basically, calling you on this platform, one of the reasons was this, just to make people aware out there that in government services also, a medical person can achieve, can do many
Yeah.
things. You can write a paper, you can do research if you want. People are out there
Yes,
helping
yes,
you.
yes.
The only thing is
Hmm.
that you should be having your wish and your passion to enter into the services. Because
Enter into
nowadays,
the
when I
service.
come across students, they say that वो अंदर इंटीरियर में डाल देंगे, फिर उधर हमको प्रोग्रेस करने को नहीं मिलेगा, अच्छा मशीन्स नहीं मिलेगा. So then, why don't you enter into government services? So through that,
Actually,
yes, you are going
I'll
to get your
interrupt. I'll interrupt once. You can't compare state government with
central.
railways. There's no
Hmm.
comparison. State government
Yeah.
is entirely a different setup everywhere,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
railways are really different because for the knowledge of the juniors, I must say that in railways, in a hospital at Parambur, open heart surgery is being done for last about 25 to 28 years. Then
Hmm.
endoscopic surgeries are being done. Knee replacements are being done in the hospitals in so many hospitals in railways every day now. In
Hmm.
Jagjeevan
Hmm.
Ram Hospital at Mumbai, knee replacement
Hmm.
is being done for about far past 15 to 18 years.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
all the latest technologies are being utilized. The latest technologies are available. So the professionals can improve their professional skills also when they join.
True.
So if they
Hmm.
join, they'll get lot many facilities to encourage
Upgrade.
themselves professionally,
Yes,
upgrade
yes, yes,
themselves
yes.
professionally.
Yeah. And what is the retirement age in railways?
In railways, retirement has become 65 now.
Okay, so for all the employees,
Mm.
or for only for the medical staff?
For the doctors, for the
To
doctors,
the doctors.
only
For
for
the
the
doctors.
doctors.
So it's
Yeah,
a special consideration, special case.
yeah, special case.
You people are the privileged people out there. Okay,
Privileged
so
people.
right now, what is your post? At what post you are working?
I'm working as additional chief health director presently.
Mm-hmm.
But at my age, like I'm 61 now. So at
Mm-hmm.
this age, normally people become in charges of the hospital. But because I was in the beginning, I was an ad hoc. That seniority I
Mm-hmm.
lost. So I
Okay.
didn't come to that part at that level. But in my level, I would have been in charge of a hospital. But
Okay.
I must say that I'm happy because I am able to do my professional work now. If I would have become an in charge, I would have stopped practicing gynec, which I wouldn't have liked.
You would have more become an administrator than a practicing doctor,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
right now, what is the ratio of your practicing profession, and your administrative work? What is the ratio like? Do you
Uh,
have to do administrative job a
Ac-
lot?
yeah, yeah. I have to do administrative jobs also. To
Mhm.
assist the administration, I look after a few things, but
Mhm.
that may be about 20% of my whole job.
Okay.
80% I'm doing professional work. Yeah.
Any incidents, doctor, you would like to share when you were in the midst of a family function or a function or something like that, and you were called for an emergency C-section or anything for that matter? Any incidents you remember?
That
And how
that
you
must have
you
happened so
reacted
many
to that?
times that I may not remember. But in the beginning, actually, the we were my parents were not staying with me. Neither my in-laws were staying with me. Myself and my husband, we used to manage our kids. So when my children were small, like my son was hardly 8 months and my daughter was maybe three. Many 2 or 3 times it so happened because my husband was into Indian Railway traffic services, so he was concerned with the running of the trains. So whenever an accident, like a derailment of the train or railway accident used to take place, he had to rush to the control office immediately for managing the railway traffic.
Yeah.
So it so happened 3 times that my he had to go for a derailment accident, and a call came for my cesarean too at the same time. So it was very difficult for me because I had to call some servant from outside, made her sit there and then go, because otherwise where do I leave the kids? I can't lock them because
Yeah.
my son was only 9 months. So it was tough. But two,
Yeah.
3 times in that duration, it so happened. And once I remember when I was, we decided to have Ganpati at our place in the beginning of our life. So Ganpati Sthapna, Ganesh Chaturthi was there. I decided to put Ganpati Sthapna at home. And suddenly we decided we'll do it at 9 o'clock after seeing the Murth. And suddenly there was a call for my husband because there was a derailment. He had to rush to the control. He said, okay, you keep everything ready. As soon as I come, we'll do. And he came, he was having a bath, and suddenly there was a call for me also. So the Ganpati kept waiting up to 5 o'clock in the evening. The Ganpati Sthapana happened at 5 o'clock in the
Ganpati had
evening
to
because there
wait
was
because
nobody
a
else
new
at home.
a new
Yeah,
life was coming in, so Ganpati had to wait. So you people said,
had to
okay,
wait
boss,
for that.
जरा रुको. मैं जरा किसी को दुनिया में लेके आती हूँ, फिर आपके पास आती हूँ.
I know, I know, I know.
So, although we laugh at the incidents right now, but it would have been very tough
Yeah,
mentally and psychologically to handle those
yes,
situations. And
yes.
suddenly we find that our kids are growing up very fast at one
Yes.
point of time when such situations happen.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yes, but then when their journey then they start respecting you again for what you did long
Yes.
back.
What you did long
Maybe
back. Yeah.
so yeah. So at that point maybe they must have felt something, but then afterwards maybe not. So have
Mm.
your kids also entered into which profession? Your husband's profession or your profession or something very different?
My profession. My profession. My daughter is a dentist, and my son is an anesthetist. And my
Okay.
daughter-in-law is also a gynecologist.
Oh, great. So all of you doctors have kept him at a corner place, and he is alone now with his
And
profession.
no,
You have not joined
he's
him.
not
And
alone,
he is
Cass.
the support system.
He's
And he
not
is the
alone.
support
He's got
system.
a company. He's not alone. He's got a company with his son-in-law because his son-in-law is a
Oh,
non-medical again.
oh, great. So that means you have got your support system. All your medicos have got your support system outside the medical field. And you people are very happy with that. Okay, great going, doctor. So, when we conclude this, what is one advice which you would like to give? because you have got a vast experience. And one more thing I wish to ask you, any awards and accolades which you came across during your service, and which gave you a sense of accomplishment, like, or satisfaction per se, because satisfaction you must have earned daily, on a daily basis. As you rightly said, that was your motivational factor, bringing one new life into this world. Apart from that, any incidents which you remember, be it in a medical field
Actually,
or a...
I only can say that I'm thoroughly satisfied with what I did in my profession in railways, and in whatever facility available, I was able to give the best.
True.
And actually, the main thing, many a times, I should give a message to the younger generation that being successful is not only money, which is normally the thought given by this generation, present generation. Your professional satisfaction, your conscious should be like satisfied that whatever you did best, you did good. And when you work as a medico, when you work, you always should put yourself in the patient's shoes first and then plan, because many a times you feel that no, I have to do this surgery, whether to practice. It's not so. You have to think whether that surgery is going to help the person or it is not going to help the person. It may earn you 50,000 rupees, but whether it is required, whether it is indicated or it is not indicated. So always you have to work as per your conscious, and if your conscious is satisfied, then nothing can be more, means you can't be more rich even if you get crores of rupees.
True.
So it is always, money is should always be secondary. Patient satisfaction should always be primary when you are working as a medical professional. That will be my message to the children around me.
Thank you, doctor, for sharing such a wonderful journey with all of us. Hope out there our younger generation will be enriched by all this information what you have shared, and they'll try to be, or already they are there to become a good doctor, a good human being as well. And if these two things are combined,
and they should keep the option open for an Indian Railway Medical Service exam.
Yeah,
and appear
yeah,
and take the experience.
We want good doctors out there everywhere. It's not only to the private field, we want good doctors everywhere out there. So yes, with that note, I would like to conclude, and thanks a lot, and all the best wishes for your journey future. And last but not the least, where do you see yourself 10 years down the line?
My passion is to screen patients in the interior for cervical cancer. I would have already started by now if I would have retired at the age of 60, because earlier in railways the retirement age was 60. So I would have already started by now. Now after 65, I still I have got that dream of mine, which I think my daughter-in-law would help me complete. So I want to go to the interior and screen the patient so that a preventable cancer can be prevented.
True. And it's, as you said, the word is very important to be underlined, that it's a preventable cancer. It's something, if in early stages it is detected, it's preventable. But the very sad part of the story is that many a times this is detected in either stage 3 or stage 4, when nothing can be done, or we have simply lost it. So yes, so all the best.
That is my dream, and I wish the dream comes true.
The dream could be converted. No, the dream is to be converted into a goal of yours. We wish you that. that gets converted. Okay. Thank you, doctor, and you all take your leave. Thanks a lot for joining me on the platform. Thank you.
Right. Welcome.
Yeah.